When Rabbi Elliott asked me to do a talk about creativity, I was stumped. How do you put in words what you do instinctively all the time? Okay. How do you put into words what you do instinctively all the time? Even during our conversation, I was mentally creating a picture of the colors and shapes of the foliage on the other side of the window. There are many times I share a visual experience with my friends who say they never would have noticed the subject without my commentary. Many in the BK congregation have known me through my 40-year membership, or maybe 42 years. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce myself to those who might not have crossed my path. I've always been attached to BK on my creative side, starting with the design and illustration of our first prayer book. I made 2 large paintings for our Valley Road location as my bat mitzvah project. They hung in the sanctuary, and it was so rewarding when people would tell me how the paintings inspired them. I didn't want to take attention away from the rabbi, but I'm also happy to contribute something to make prayer more meaningful to people. My last big project for BK was the design of the recognition plaques in the lobby. I hope recognition will inspire more people to support our superb synagogue. I continue to create work for my own enjoyment, but I've retired from designing for others. Sometimes I start out my day practicing techniques which may become an inspiration for a more finished work, and other times I start with the intention of doing a finished piece. Since December of 2020, I've been working what I'm calling, until I name it, a journal. The work shown during this talk is from this journal. My original thought was to create 1 spread a week to visually record my thoughts, feelings, and design ideas. The format has changed, and now I make a spread when I have something to say. Sometimes the concept comes quickly and the page works right away. Other times I ponder and look at the page over and over again for a number of days before I know where I'm going with it. In this journal project started in December 2019, which is a different date than I gave you before, started out as a more casual affair. I had no idea where it would take me. Here are some of the spreads from the book. The first spread, It's Complicated, is an abstract collage using a mixture of practice writing with a marker on newsprint, monoprints, and rubber stamping. When it was finished, I realized the page conveyed how complicated things in life are. Little did I know what was coming. The original intention was quite different for the following spread, illustrating a 4-day ice storm in December of 2020. I was taken by the sparkling ice-covered trees as I drove around town, and I wanted to get that feeling on paper. If you look up close, you could see buds of future flowers encased in ice. What a contrast to where I'm sitting now during one of the 90-degree heat wave days of the summer of 2021. As the days got shorter, I made a spread from scraps of monoprints on paper that were sitting on my drawing board. The scraps are a constant inspiration to me. They're all over my drawing board, and I'm always pushing them out of the way, but I look to them when I start a piece. So this composition expressed a wish for more light than dark in my life. It was fun to see what I could make of the paper by cutting, tearing, and adding detail. The lacy white areas in the collage were reminiscent in advance of all the summer, more festive fabric clothes I wouldn't be wearing for the next 2 summers. When the COVID pandemic happened, the journal gave me a place to respond to the events I was seeing on the news. A sphere covered in red dots was used to illustrate this menace. Canceled was continuous theme on radio, TV, and emails. Events were deleted just like that. Okay, so we'll all be good, follow instructions from the authorities, and this will be over in a few months. But it wasn't. We were in troubled waters. I found this illustration of a woman battling to stay afloat in an old book. It seemed so appropriate, so I built the rest of the spread around it as I hummed the Simon and Garfunkel tune. And we're still looking for those bridges. I love drawing flowers and vegetables. Over the years, I've spent many, many happy hours drawing and painting in the gardens of Montclair. This garden is different. By April 2020, the bloom had gone off the rose, so to speak. Illustrated here are two simultaneous nature events, a garden and the spectacular supermoon given to all of us to lift our spirits. But we have to take the time to appreciate and enjoy them. The frazzled state of my friends and the people around me is expressed here. Enough is the word of the moment. Everybody was saying enough. By January of this year, 2021, things looked very broken to me. This is a collage with monoprints and ink drawings. The last spread is from a different sketchbook. For months, I was thinking about drawing my socks as I folded them after washing. I finally sat down and made an ink drawing of a complicated mess of patterns, but one pair of socks wanted to walk away from the pack. It put its color on and took off. And it really happened. I just all of a sudden thought of those socks in color. It's Yom Kippur, a time of renewal and repair. It's time for us to fill in the details of our own pages and look toward a more colorful future. Our mission could be to create a vibrant life for ourselves, even with the world as it is today. Pass it on.